In this video, we'll explore the entire diary of Norah, the protagonist in Call of the Sea.
July 6, 1934. It's been a month since I received Harry's letter. It was postmarked San Francisco and mentioned that the answer to my illness might be found in the Pacific Ocean. I'm hoping his silence is only due to a delay in the postal service. July 14, 1934. Last night I had another of my vivid dreams, but this time something was different. I saw a strange island looming in the distance. In the heart of the island, a huge stone obelisk rose up before a mist-shrouded mountain. I woke up drenched in sweat. September 16, 1934. I keep waking up to odd dreams in the middle of the night. Still no news from Harry, and it's been 3 months already. Damn this disease of mine. My husband is missing, and I can barely walk for a couple minutes without getting exhausted. October 10, 1934. An enigmatic sentence written on a photo of my husband. An ancient stone relic that looks like a knife. A brass key with the letters CW engraved on it. All three were in a package I received yesterday. Postmarked Tahiti. No sender. Finds him 74 nautical miles east of Otaheite. After leafing through a couple of history and geography books, I found that Otaheite was just the ancient name of Tahiti, the same place the package came from. What does all this mean? Anyway, my mind is made up. Even though I still feel woozy, I have to give it everything I've got. It won't be easy, but I'll find my husband whatever it takes, even if it means to the end of the world. October 14, 1934. Following Harry's trail, I caught a train to San Francisco. In the Madison building, I found out that on May 25th, Harry bought 6 passages to Tahiti on the SS Carmel, Tahiti again. On a side note, I'm not sure if it's the fresh air in the sea breeze, but I feel much better. October 19, 1934. First, I'll sail to Tahiti on an ocean liner. If I don't find Harry there, I'll have to find a ship that will take me to whatever is 74 nautical miles east of Tahiti. This isn't going to be easy, or cheap either. October 23, 1934. I missed the sea so much after Harry and I moved to Denver. I love to sit on the deck and watch the moonlight playing on the water. It's so comforting. November 1st, 1934. I've finally arrived in Tahiti. Finding information about Harry's expedition is turning out to be a tough row to hoe. I think I must have walked all over Papete asking about him, but nobody seems to know anything. About the place 74 miles east of Tahiti. Some locals have mentioned an island, but they won't say anything else about it. It's like they think the place is cursed. I met an English sailor, Captain Hodgins. He knew some of the crew members on the Lady Shannon, a whaler. Apparently, the ship took an American expedition to an island east of Tahiti. According to Hodgins, it's been months since he last saw the Lady Shannon or its crew. Like every good sailor, the captain is superstitious. Do you think I'm mad? I'm not going to risk the lives of my crew by going to that cursed island, he said. November 4th, 1934. After 3 days of begging, I've managed to convince Captain Hodgins to take me close to the island. I think there's a sweet, tender heart inside that grumpy old sailor. November 6, 1934. I arrived on the mysterious island 74 miles east of Tahiti. The fishermen will be back to pick me up again in 3 days. I hope that's enough time to find you, dear old pal. That's strange. Polynesians don't use doors, much less mechanisms to protect a door. If I want to reach the inner island, I've got to open it. Norah, dear, this is no ordinary island. I needed the key I received in the mysterious package to enter the island. What does this mean? I found the missing pieces to open the door. It opened the entrance to a mangrove swamp in the inner island. I'm cut off from the heart of the island by a strange mechanical bridge over the river. Someone went to a lot of trouble to keep people away from this place. Harry was on this island, and I hope he's still here. I found a photo with all the expedition members and I think I vaguely recognized some of them from the letters he sent me. But where did they go? Did they set up camp somewhere? I figured out the symbols that were needed to open the bridge: the sun, birds, a mountain, the sea, and fish. Now it's time to cross the bridge and venture deep into the island. The patch through the jungle led to an abandoned campsite set up in the remains of an old village. Could this be where Harry's expedition stopped? Harry had to intervene in an argument between the islander and a member of his crew. The Polynesian man seems to be afraid of the rituals that took place in those ruins. Roy Branger, a member of Harry's expedition, died. There was a plan behind Harry's back to blow up an ancient door with dynamite. Looking through the telescope, I saw a ship stranded on a black beach on the other side of the island. That must be the Lady Shannon, the ship that took the expedition here. Harry managed to solve the tiki puzzle and opened a secret compartment inside the chieftain's hut. That's where he kept his ritual garments and a strange stone block. Touching it made me feel uneasy. I used the stone block from the secret compartment to activate some sort of ancient elevator. This gunk that many of the crew members refer to as black ooze seems to gurgle in the cracks in the stone. I found a shocking scene atop the cliff. An explosion tore open an ancient stone hatch, burning most of the rocky outcrop around it. Is this what killed Roy? I climbed down into the well that Harry's crew blew open. A series of strange eyes were depicted on the walls. They were calling me, guiding me. Am I losing my mind? The crew's doctor was spattered with the black ooze during the explosion that killed Roy. He developed marks on his arms like mine and started acting strangely. The murals tell a story of a ceremonial ritual involving the black ooze. Were they injecting it into their eyes? I'm not sure, but I think the islanders tried to imitate it. Harry tried to replicate the well ritual by tweaking his strange optical device, staining the lens with the black ooze. I don't think he ever achieved it, but I have. What I saw through that lens left me speechless. I get the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. I lost consciousness inside that well and got covered in black ooze. But I didn't drown. Instead, I had the strangest dream. I mean, it was a dream, wasn't it? Or a vision, maybe? I'm still not sure. I couldn't control my body. I jumped off a cliff and dived into the sea. November 7th, 1934. I woke up in the dead of night on a black beach. But I can't remember how I got here. I've just got fuzzy memories, like a dream. An enormous shipwreck casts its shadow over the black sand on this beach. It looks like lights are shining through the cracks in its hull. A terrible storm is approaching, and out on the reefs, the lightning seems to reveal some strange figures. Is this a product of my imagination? Dr. DeWitt's mind was getting worse, and he tried to stab Frank. The doctor seemed to be possessed by something that gave him incredible strength. The rest of the expedition had to subdue him and tie him to a pole. After several days of descending further into madness, the doctor disappeared in the dead of night. His restraints were torn apart, and there were strange footprints in the sand nearby. The ship has several colossal gashes along its side, unusual in shape. It should have sunk in the ocean outright. How did it end up ashore? I thought I heard Harry's voice, but it turned out to be a call for help that he left broadcasting from the ship. I wonder if anyone responded. This ship is completely abandoned. What happened to its crew? The members of the expedition used whatever they could find inside the beached ship to build another campsite on this black lava beach. Harry discovered that the black gunk might have different applications. The ooze reacts to different sound frequencies, and some can even make it float in the air. Did the inhabitants of the island know that too? Harry found another unknown structure built by a previous civilization. He keeps searching for answers even as they wait for help to arrive. The tidal organ emits musical tones when the water pushes air through its tubes. This structure is magnificent, but I have no idea how it was built. The sounds are mesmerizing, like something from another world. I found another of the letters Harry wrote on the island. I know he's gone through a lot, and it seems to be affecting him deeply. I wonder why I'm not experiencing any of the sensations Harry did. I don't know how to explain it, but my sensation isn't that this island is dangerous. Puzzling, yes. Perplexing, definitely. Maybe even unearthly, but not dangerous. Harry managed to activate the organ, which revealed something at the top of the mountain. Another temple, maybe? And he intended to build some sort of machine up there. I carefully studied the notes the expedition left behind, and I managed to make it work. The organ played a haunting tune, and some pillars of basalt rose up from beneath the sea. What a spectacular sight! What did they use this for? The final notes of the organ moved a gigantic stone structure before my eyes, showing me a mountain peak where a temple was. That must be where Harry was headed. As the sun rose, a light rain started. I'm almost at the top of the mountain, where the giant stone structure that the organ revealed is. The expedition built a strange metallic structure at the summit, in front of what seems to be an ancient stone temple. The members of the expedition used materials from the beached ship to build this structure. Harry intended to open the stone door with all those contraptions. But now, Frank, the engineer, seems pretty thin and weak in the pictures. He looks like he's very sick. There's a sort of amphitheater where Harry and his crew built a complex sound system. When Harry turned the sound system on, he probably did something wrong, and that caused a rock slide. The rock slide crushed all the tents in the camp, except the one that was protected with amulets. The structure Harry's crew built is powered by a hydroelectric generator, but the waterfall is not powerful enough to move the wheel. I finally opened the water hatch, and now the waterfalls carry a lot of water, enough to move the turbine's wheel. But it seems the generator needs a bit of tune-up. I managed to turn the power on, but the electric current knocked me out cold. Then I had the strangest vision, a desert filled with the skeletons of odd sea creatures, and our house in Inglewood was floating there. I found my music box inside, but now it was playing music. I can't get the tune out of my head. That vision was so vivid, more than a dream somehow. And that song? I feel it's connected to the island somehow. When I got in front of the mic, the song from the music box came into my head, and then into my voice. With a thunderous sound, the temple rebuilt itself right in front of my eyes, and the door opened. It was weird, but I knew that was the right song. The temple door leads to a spiral hallway with murals on the walls. Harry used an ancient elevator to climb to the top of the temple, but he didn't come back down for days. What did he find up there? The elevator took me to the second level. I'm amazed about this. Technology? This civilization used the black ooze for everything. The upper room is an impressive hollow in the fish head, decorated with murals with intricate figures. It seems that Harry discovered that those symbols were words, and he spent a long time trying to find their meaning. Harry looks disoriented, irritable, and confused. He's never a drinker, not even before Prohibition. I'm scared to put this down in writing, lest it make it true. Harry seems sure that there's no cure for my illness. In a vague, unfinished letter, he says my body will keep changing until the end. But what end is Harry talking about? Death? In any case, there's no turning back now. I have to go ahead and find him, and find the answers to the questions I still have. I know I should be scared about what's happening to me, but I'm not. Truth is, it's been a long time since I felt so alive. In the water, I could see my hands. They had turned into bizarre amphibian hands. Although I recognized them as my own, it's hard to put it down to words, but it was as if I were another version of myself. I've lost track of time in this place. I feel like I could stay here forever. As strange as it might seem, I feel a strange harmony with these surroundings. Everything reacts when I'm close, as if every living entity here in this lagoon welcomed me. I activated some of those gates like the one in the mountaintop temple and... well, I don't know how to put it in words, but I can breathe and move freely underwater. The currents took me to what looks like a town, a sort of cylindrical pit with houses all around the walls. It's much more modest than the ruins I saw earlier. There are murals like the ones I saw before, but they've been defaced. Without a doubt, the people who lived here were the victims of the rituals. There was a small sink filled with black ooze. I heard some voices calling me, and they sound similar to the ones in my dream. But this time, I understood what they were saying. I found the exit from the town and dived into a long underground current. That was incredible. I had never felt so free and full of life until now. It led me to another large hall with an opening to the exterior. There was another Harry's camp. The shocking thing was that I had almost forgotten him. How could I forget my husband? I'm so sorry, my dear old pal. Harry and the remaining members of the expedition followed the river down from the mountain peak, and after wandering some days, they finally found this entrance. There is a note of Te Horoa, the Polynesian guide, leaving the expedition. He was fed up of death and disaster, and tried to convince Harry to leave the island. He returned to the beach to build a raft to escape. My God, I think Harry has lost his mind. He thinks there's a way to be like me. I hope he didn't do anything foolish, but his last few letters sound incoherent and unstable. The stone boat carried me through a subterranean river that flows into the sea. The night was strangely clear, and a full moon was shining weirdly in a starry sky. Again, this island doesn't seem to obey the laws of physics. I got off at a dock of some sort on the large beach where the sanctuary is. I found another of Harry's campsites, if you could call it a campsite. There is one tent on each side of the beach. I found a circular stone with a fish head with its mouth open. When I put my hand inside it, after a moment of intense pain, the stains on my hand rearranged themselves to form a particular pattern. Cass seems to be losing her mind. I'd rather not think about how the two of them got along here, or didn't get along. The device to access the inner sanctuary is only activated with blood like mine. Harry, please tell me you didn't do what I think you did. Harry, tell me you didn't inject yourself with the black ooze. Please tell me that you didn't do something that stupid. The altar left no room for doubt. I had to use that strange dagger I've been carrying with me ever since I received it in that package. After my blood touched the altar, the main door of the temple opened. Using the strange device that projected the patterns on the floor, I was able to open the doors that led to more rooms. Inside those rooms, I found more circular stones and more patterns. Now I only need to open that large door. I managed to open it. I saw a constellation in the sky like none I've seen before. And it worked. I'm afraid of what I might find inside, but I must go. I've seen a vision inside a black ichor. Mirror. There was a word written with blood in the floor. Falgoffen. It's not the first time I heard it. I can't describe what I'm feeling now. My hand is trembling as I write this. I feel connected to everything. The walls, the floor, the fountains. I hear echoes of voices calling me from within. I can't keep writing. I have to. Go.
This is the point where Norah stopped writing in her diary.